Welcome to ES Audio Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. I'm going to take you on a tour. This is reception. When you come in the front door, this is what you see. And there's a couch, some transportation, things like that. So this would be the thing you see when you come in the door. And we don't really spend a lot of time up here because all the cool stuff happens behind that door. So moving on down the hallway again, we'll come back to the hallway and show you some of the accolades here, but this is Studio B's control room. It's centered around an Allen & Heath GS3000 recording console, and I think it's from 1995. And we also convert everything with Apollos. The only one you can see is the Apollo 8P. We have two 16s behind the desk that we don't really need to look at because all they do is convert the outputs so we can mix analog on the console. Here are the SSLs coming in. We have patch bays, we have NS10s and Dynaudio acoustics for this room. There's also a sub under the desk for when we need to get big and boomy. There's tons of outboard gear. There's compressors and a reverb unit and SPX 90. Again, this room is awesome for when it comes to mixing and for when it comes to recording vocals. So this is the booth in Studio B, our smaller of the studios that we have here. This is the booth, and this is kind of what it looks like. This is more for vocals and guitar overdubs, bass overdubs, things. We can do drums in this room, but it gets kind of tight, it gets kind of small. The microphone we keep in here is an Aventone CV12, but this mic is highly modified. It's been modified about 3 times. Honestly, the only thing left of the original mic is the red case and the power supply. And then we have the Furman headphone system in here for the personal mixing station, and it makes life really easy for when you need to hear things. This room, like I said, is great for overdubs and just vocals. We do a ton of vocals in this room. Next, we're going to come into the lounge area. We'll come back here. We're going to show you the podcast production studio. This is the podcast production studio. Now, this room is set up for versatile moving things around, and this content creation is the podcast recording system. And we also create content for LPR Sound Foundation, as well as a few other schools that use our content for teaching. And we can put clients around the table for when it comes time to a podcast. We have cameras, we have lights, we have a production system in here. There's an iMac in here that has Pro Tools, Logic, all the tools that you might need for any production. So this room is great for writing, for producing, for hanging out. It's super cheap. It's not expensive at all. And this room can pretty much do whatever we need it to do when we need it to do it. So this is the lounge area we'll walk through here. We have coffee, we have chips, we have candies, we have couches, we have stuff hanging on the walls. These are some of the clients that have been here and worked with us, and some of our friends and family, and some of the other items on the wall. You know what? A lot of people leave things here. When they leave things here, we just kind of hang it on the wall. Believe it or not, somebody left a surfboard. But broken microphones and sunglasses. We've just got a plethora of sunglasses here. If people just leave their stuff here, they never come back and get it, so we don't want to throw it away, so we just kind of hang it on the wall. And that's usually a great place to find things. If you lost it, you know where it is. So anyway, this is the lounge area looking down the hallway the opposite direction. There you go. So let's move into Studio A, shall we? In Studio A, the first thing you do is come into the tape room. We have a 2-inch 24-track by MCI. We have a 4-track half-inch tape machine by Otari. And we'll head on into the live room now. This is the live room for Studio A. It's kind of it's not that big, but it's not that small. We can fit a whole band in here, a 5-piece if we need to. We've had more. It will get a little uncomfortable if you put more than, a 5-piece band in here, but we can do it. The microphone we leave up in here is the Sony C800G, and yes, this one is modified. It's quite unique to our studio, and in Sony's, this is only one. That's it. We have a Wurlitzer short upright spinet. We have a M3 by Hammond. Tons of guitar cabinets, drums. This is the drum room. There's tons of drums in here. There's parts and pieces and snare drums and other drums. There's 3 full drum kits in here. all the hardware needed. The different drum kits sound different for different projects, whatever we need. This is also where we keep the mic stands and the cables and electronic drum kit. This room also can double as an ISO room if we need it to. All right, let's step on into the control room now. Let me show you around here a little bit. This room is centered around an Audient ASP 4816 fully analog console, 16 bus console. We got some preamps on this side. There's some Neve 1073s, some 1081s, an ART 737, etc., etc. Speakers in here are the HS8s and NS10s. Little brown ones there, the Auratone 5Cs those are actually from the 1960s. Anyway, we walk over here, we've got the conversion is all Apollo. We do have an SSL Bus Plus, and which is a pretty cool little compressor. It's really versatile. It gets used a lot, actually. We do have a CO1V by TubeTech, some 1176s, LA4s. Those LA4s are from, those are actually from 1970. Got a DBX 166 and a Charisma. This is a compressor rack, basically. Speakers, loud. They're just loud. Those are custom, and they're mounted in the soffit, and they're for our when we need to get loud and bumpy. There's a couple of subs connected to those. But this is the studio. A couple of guitar heads over here that you guys can choose from. But hopefully you get to enjoy some of that. And let's walk into the little vocal booth. I'm not a big fan of this vocal booth. I don't really like it that much. It's a nice size vocal booth. There's some, a lot of room in here. But the mic we have up in here today is the Avantone BV1. That one kind of stays in this area. But the thing I do like about this vocal booth is that the sight lines are really good. You can see through the room into the control room. You can also see into the room. You can see the drummer and bass player and everybody in there. There's another booth here. If you need to put people in there, this room can look through that room. But the sight lines are all really good in this studio, and that's a big thing when you got the whole band and they're all separated, yet they need to see and hear each other. So there you go. This is Studio A. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. Leave a comment. You got any questions, comments, or concerns? Leave a comment down below, or you can email me. Either way, we'll talk soon.